This is Critical Nonsense, our high lowbrow show about culture, science, and tech. This week, Erin asks us, what you been doing?
I just have ludicrous songs stuck in my head, which feel like I probably can't sing here. So this is what a Joey sounds like.
When I was podcasting, I knew everything. And I'm just a podcaster who took advice. That's really dark. This is what an Aaron sounds like? A verved Aaron?
A verved Aaron?
Yeah.
You're only a freshman. This is what an executive producer and freshman Jess Vander sounds like.
Hi, this is Jess.
Well, it's not. It's no. It's a good song. It's just like, I don't know. It's dark. It's sad. You know.
Yeah.
It's about a lot of dark. Anyway.
Speaking of ludicrous, have you guys seen Rhythm and Flow?
No. He's a host on it, right? Or a judge on it, right?
Yes, singing competition for rap, and it's awesome. It's just like that this hasn't existed before is insane, and it's just like the craft, like breaking down the craft and sort of the multitudes contained in rap, the art form it's like so awesome, and it was so sad when it went on pause or break, and I believe there is a newish season out.
I
have not seen.
I need to watch this. I recently have been sucked into some like Eminem content here and there, and like I have fallen into rabbit holes about how cool stand-up comedy structure is, like the storytelling structure to really good stand-up comedy. But the writing structure to really good rap, my mind squeeze every time that I hear someone do it. And then if you're an MC and you can do it live, like you can actually like, you know, Tupac it, Eminem it, Biggie it, like it's crazy.
You need to go down the rabbit hole of battle rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's sort of those two things. It is like the battle rap world. Like I will at least once a year like fall back in and like catch up with things I haven't seen or whatever. And you're like getting a brief about the person that you're gonna battle, like where they have to give you a little bit of stuff. And then you are like writing originally, and it's all of those things. It's live. It is sort of like delivery on the punchline bars and having to do it surrounded by people who are also like chirping the whole time. It is sort of like a peak thing outside of the fact that you're just being really mean to somebody the whole time.
No, but that's the thing is how amazing it is to watch people at the peak of their craft.
Yeah.
And when you can like you're like, what that is, how did you do that? That's like that. I love that feeling.
Yes.
It is just so cool. And I feel like a lot of these like competition shows where they're showing like there's like the mixologists or there's the tattoo artists, like I feel like the only ones that have like really sunk in are for some reason in the food world. Like the world loves cooking shows, and like maybe has historically loved like singing competition shows, but like there are way more crafts to be appreciated than chefery and like lead vocalist. Like there's more, and it's so interesting to watch people be that good. I mean, look, we love the Olympics for this reason,
yes,
right? Like, come on, let's find like let's just rank everyone and find the best people. How about that?
We're literally just trying to do that, right? Like in all ways possible. And
all possible things.
And are we like, I don't know. I think about Julia Child coming on and doing her, like the show on PBS, and like the dominant thought around the time is like, why would anyone watch food? I can't eat it. Why would I watch it? That doesn't make any sense. And so they were like, fine, if you want to do this cooking show or whatever. And it's like, you're completely right. It's the most persistent one of them all. Like, oh yes, you too might not be able to eat it, but you can dream, can't you? Let your mirror neurons mirror.
I can't sing, or maybe I don't have an interest in singing, but we all eat. Like that at the end is like, there is some like relatable aspect. You're not going to do a breathing show or a sleeping show, but we all eat.
Well, and
did you just start the breath competition there?
I'm just, listeners can't see my face right now, but I'm just saying.
There's also, I am certain, I'm not like, this isn't an original thought, but the idea of like at the Olympics, shouldn't there just be like Joe Schmo swim in a regular a regular lap for scale, you know, or for relative like
this show exists. It's called Pros vs. Joes, where you just see like a professional at something, how much better they do it. Like, okay, cool. Michael Phelps is gonna swim 100 meters, and I'm gonna do it too, and it's gonna take 6 times as long. It's not like it's not like, oh, I'm 10 seconds behind. It's like, no, it's like he's finished the race 6 times.
He's having lunch.
I love it. So we
paddling.
We much like the doggy paddle versus a 4x100, we just pre-podcast the podcast. I also don't know if they call it a 4x100 in swimming. Is that 100 meter breaststroke, 100 meter
relay? If you're doing the 4x, then it would be like a relay, right?
Do they do relays in the water?
Yeah, the person jumps over the other person into the water when they touch the wall.
The IM is medley relay.
Are you ready for some foosball? That's really the question I want to ask. That's what. So anyway, what are we talking about today? I got a thing. Can I? Is it cool?
Yeah, you want to set us up? This was your idea, and it's like so us.
It's like a really great idea for us.
The cringiness of it literally kills me. It's real simple. I spent more time last year reading than I ever have in my whole life, and I've read more books in a year-long period, truly, than any other year that I've been on this little blue marble. And I, want to talk about the books that I'm reading all the time. And it's everybody who likes to read knows this. It kind of sucks when you like really like something, but there's nobody around who can like get it. And then you just look crazy when you're trying to explain it. And then I was like, okay, we got a podcast, so maybe I can get them to talk about it too. And then Jess was like, yeah, but there's more to life than just reading. What about like the stuff that I'm doing? Because I live outside of just my mind, like most humans. So I bring to you, fair co-hosts, a question, which is, what you doing and what you sharing?
Mostly breathing. Jess, you want to go? What you been doing?
Yeah, what you been doing?
What have I been doing? Well, I'm, as of, this is hot off the presses. This is within the last week and a half. I picked up something that I have been afraid of for actually the order of years, which is a commitment that I had wrapped myself into to knit a sweater. And this all started when I went on this amazing trip to Iceland, and I was so sure that I wanted to bring a wool sweater home as a souvenir. And then I went into a yarn shop and thought to myself, wouldn't it be amazing if I didn't just buy the sweater, but I made the sweater? Me thinking this, not a knitter. And I get home with these like balls of yarn, and I'm thinking to myself like, oh no. Oh no. The thing I hadn't considered is then I have to make a sweater. A thing I've never done. And I've only ever knit one thing before, and it was a hat for my niece. And that also took me 2 years, to the point where the hat I knit for her became the hat for her now younger sister. And I made a different hat for her. because it took me so long. And so since this trip, which actually was a couple years ago, I have been just staring down the gauntlet of how intimidated I was to take this on. And I was actually talking to one of our teammates who's been on the show before, Claire Choi. She was like, I can help you out. What if we just like look at it together? And I was like, I think that's exactly what I need. I think if I just have some kind of companion, then maybe I can do this. And in the last week and a half, I've gotten like a foot of sweater made, and I am like determined to make it. It's happening. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been knitting.
Claire Choi, who was wearing a sweater that she made herself yesterday.
I know, legend, icon.
I was like, I love this sweater, and she's like, I made it, and I was like, okay, flex. Like,
what?
Also, another low-key flex in what Jess was saying. You, Jess, are the queen regent of parallel work and parallel play. Like, when you have someone else who's, like, doing something with you...
100%.
It like, explodes.
Body doubling, yeah.
It literally, you are the North Star for all of us in that way. Do you, like... So I know a lot of people have been really... finding themselves in knitting love over the past like 5 or 6 years. Because like Tom Daly famously started doing it like as he would be waiting for his next Olympic dive. And now he's got both a reality competition show and his own sweater like knitwear line. How did it like kind of, how did it seize you? And
that's
And also if I can throw it in
and
there, who is knitting really good for? Like, who doesn't realize that knitting is like, yeah, this is why you should do it. Take this as your inspiration to go get it.
See, here's exactly why knitting isn't for me. Is because knitting requires an acceptance that I lack in imperfection. And also, and I think this is the other thing related to the parallel working body doubling thing is like I find myself running into moments like I did for the last multiple years where I'd be like, well, I simply do not know where to go from here, and so I quit. Like, that's it, I'm done. Like, it's over. We're like, we can't do this. And I think that for people who are highly self-motivated and are really cool with imperfection, this would be like the most beautiful craft for you because it's calming and it's sort of repetitive and it's just like a low dose of attention span required in theory when you like really get there. But for me, it actually is all of the hard things. It's like, you have to figure this out and you don't know anything, but you have to seek out answers. And if you don't have answers, like maybe there's just going to be a hole. Just like that's just going to stay a hole there. And I guess that's what it is. And are you fine with that? And I don't know. I'm not used to, I craft in many other ways, but this is a craft that I do not feel any sense of expertise in. And so it's also been a humbling experience of like, wow, I don't even, if I wanted to learn how to do this, I'm like, I wouldn't even know where to look. And then I talk to someone and they're like, oh, just go to YouTube. And I'm like, YouTube is a vast universe. Like, where in YouTube, where would I look to find this?
Yes.
You don't even know what to search for. Yeah.
The attitude that most knitters have is like, oh, it's not, I'm like, I think I am just not designed to do this. And in many ways, like that is a good thing for me to learn, but it is a process.
So knitting is a type B personality thing. I'm like trying to think about actually people that I don't know whether I've known a lot of knitters or not, but like the few people, like even one of my best friend's moms like knit and sewed a lot and was definitely like type B personality of like not perfectionist. Like she did a lot of things that other people would probably be like, that's like a big accomplishment. So it's not that she wasn't trying to achieve things, but she's like, whatever, screwed up. Like, what a happy accident to bring in Julia Childs into the conversation, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I I don't want to speak on behalf of the knitting community or like the broad knitting, the universe of knitters, but I think that anyone that I've spoken to who I know knits has achieved a different level of peace and sort of like willingness to just sort of roll with it, and that does, the people I know are definitely the type B people.
So my most type A friend knitted. So first he asked Branch and I who our favorite Mario characters were, and like I'm a Luigi, Branch is a Wario. This has been us from day one. Like we knew this about each other. And Jay, he's incredibly type A. He's a film producer and a cinematographer. And I'm showing Jess and Joey what he made for us for the holidays. He made and knitted little Aaron and Branch, like
the glasses.
Luigi's. Yes. He couldn't do the Wario mustache yet. He's still learning how to do mustaches. But yes.
But I love that it is like Black Luigi, like Aaron Luigi, and like glasses Branch Wario.
And
like,
he even did the blue glasses because Branch's glasses are blue and they're square frames. It's really spot on. And like they have the little A and the B on the hats too.
No!
Like he's really good. So there are type A people who do this.
Oh my god. Yes, but although crochet. Oh well, I mean, I honestly I can't speak to that. That is just maybe it's just that if you're good at it, then you could be anything. You could just be anything and be good. And instead, I'm just like chugging along, like, oh.
I saw Jess getting a lesson the other day in the office from Claire and like struggling to wrap her head around a thing and was just like holding the knitting needles against her forehead with her elbows on the desk. And Claire's like, it's fine. It's just like you just do like a loop, like swoop, and pull.
Oh,
you know?
No.
I'm with you too, where like I definitely struggle with being bad at something before being good at it. And so
bad at that.
But like I do agree that just like doing things and getting used to being bad again is really helpful in general.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. That's why ultimately I think this is really good for me. And I know I will be so proud of myself if one day I am able to complete this, like that journey will have been a useful process. But yeah, it's like
I made a snood.
Yes. Yes. Oh, we all need snoods.
Yeah. Aaron, what you been up to?
Yeah, what you been doing?
What am I doing? This is actually a good segue over because mine is about a book. When I was a kid and literally all the way through undergrad, like I defined myself as a slow reader, not necessarily a bad reader.
Same team.
Right? Like, and my issue has always been that when I read, I am obsessed with every choice the author made. Like the structure of the sentence, the word choice, the this, the that. It's like one half of my brain does that. The other half of my brain can't stay focused on the book. And I'm just thinking about like what somebody said earlier today or what I need to do next week. And so you do that thing where I've read 3 pages, but I haven't read any words.
So real.
Right. It sucked in my intro to econ class. I took it 3 or 4 times because I just kept on dropping it because I was like, I keep on not reading the books. Can't really do this class if I don't read the books. So fuck off, econ. Anyway, a couple decades later, handful of decades, I figured out
Bernanke.
100%. I just Ben Bernanke. Just wow. Deep cut.
Wow.
I did I figured it out. The answer was medication. But a lot of that was what helped unlock my like deep love for reading and understanding how to get lost in a world. So, longest segue ever. There are 2 books one that I will briefly talk about and the other that I want to go into that I recommend to people. The first Joey K. Meyer, I hope you wear your crown very highly, Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Blockbuster.
Wow. Throwback. This came up in a whole conversation about the Blockbuster movie, and now
no Blockbuster books. It was the
Blockbuster book.
Yes.
Blockbuster book. That was my whole nog. Okay.
Yes.
Go.
So you both deserve a crown and scepter for this. Now, what I will say, because I don't want to spend too much time on this because we talked about it a lot on the previous episodes, I'm mainly doing this to like say that Jess and Joey are right publicly, and they both deserve to hear that a lot. It's good for the ego, good for the soul. Both matter. So this book, as I've described it to everyone who will listen, to me, is a blend of the board game Munchkin, Ready Player One, Baldur's Gate, and Doom. Oh, and the Hunger Games. I don't know if I mentioned that too. It is all of those put together with quite blue humor.
Yes.
The humor is quite blue. It's also very millennial, straight, maybe not very melanated coded. There's a lot of things in there that I'm like, there is a point of view and a perspective that this is coming from that is different than what I usually read. Not a bad thing necessarily, but definitely a thing I think everybody should be aware of as they're reading it, because it's
clearly being born out of his experience as a straight white dude from like the Pac Northwest or something. Like, yeah.
Yes. So I do not say it in a denigrating way. I do say it in a know what tone you're getting from the humor, because the humor is a huge part of the storytelling. The humor and the way that the characters interact with each other and the way that like the bosses are coming to life is just really, really, I find delightful and engaging. I laugh out loud multiple times. I'm now 75% of the way through book 2. Dungeon Crawler Carl, Matt Dinneman. It's a fun ride. It's a really addictive, fun ride.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Like, I'm just realizing now that the idea of funny book is like not in my mental image of book.
Yes.
Unless you're talking about like a joke book or something. Like the idea that a book can make you laugh out loud just goes to show I'm like, well, one, that what I should be doing is reading more books, but also just breaking some assumptions about that like books are dry or meant to inform you. Like, what if a book is meant to just be
fun?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really well written in like a way that like a book named Dungeon Crawler Carl like you wouldn't expect. Maybe in the way that like Evil Dead or something like that, where it's like you sort of have an assumption going in and it sort of like breaks the assumptions. But like it is I think I brought it up too. Like, I think what I think is fun about it is, or what is interesting about it, to your point, Aaron, of being like non-melanated, like very like straight, is I do feel like he's like very like open and accepting. Like other books, he has like trans main characters and things like that. It's just like, yeah, I'm just like a straight white dude. Like, well, this is what I know. Like, I appreciate that he is both like in the writing and even through creating the character is like accepting but non-judgmental of the way that he's doing it, which I feel like is nice in a world that we have like very sort of strange like dynamics going on in the world right now with masculinity and like heteronormativity and like all of those things, that he is both writing from his experience without trying to exclude those other things. So you can, like, as a straight white dude, you can go into it and be like, okay, like, I can still fuck with this guy because he's not being a fucking weirdo, like, manosphere type of thing in writing a book that is coming from, like, a dude perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so I recommend it to anyone who enjoys video games, like first-person cinematic video games, if you enjoy that, you're going to like this. If you are anyone who enjoys, I would probably say anyone who enjoys RPGs, be they tabletop, CRPGs, JRPGs, any of that, I think you might find a lot in this. And I would also say, like, I don't think I'm far enough yet, but I see the, like, seeds that are being planted for where this could go and what it could explore. And I've had people tell me, like, you will be surprised at.
Yeah, the gravity increases.
Yes. And I'm really, really loving the pace at which it is sort of unspooling that thread and the ways that it's painting that picture. So I said I wasn't going to say very much about it because I was going to preface another book, but I think I've just got to leave it at Dungeon Crawler Carl. I feel like
hit us with the other book, Aaron. Come on.
I want to know.
Okay.
What you been up to?
Really, really quickly, I'll do a speed round. Another Dimension of Us by Mike Albo. It is one book, and I would say that this is one part Stranger Things, one part love story, probably. It is the story of queer teenagers who fall in love across the astral plane. I will put it that way. And it is not
I'm
like
into that.
Yeah, like it's definitely an action story. It's an action fantasy story. It just revolves around love. There are holes in it. Like, I hope that they have future sequels and stuff to flesh out the world, but really good experience. The Hazard in Somerset murder mystery series by Gregory Ash. I think that's like 9 books long at this point, and I'm in between books 3 and 4. This is, you'll hear a common thread about what I read. This is a gay cop who moves back to his hometown outside of St. Louis and is partnered with his high school bully and tormentor. And they must go solve murders that are happening in the small town of Waradua, Minnesota, or Missouri. Slow burn romance. I am like between book 3 and 4 still like, come on now, y'all get
will they, won't
they love it. And if you love like just a classic like Agatha Christie murder mystery cozy thing, you'll love it because the murder mysteries are actually good mysteries and it's really cool. So love that. And then the other thing that I would recommend, hold please, I'm giving one more to you patient wonderful people, is the whole series, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. So there's The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue.
Good
there's
title.
They're so good. The second book is The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Potions, or Petticoats and Piracy. Very cool. Very action adventure, swashbuckly, really, really delightful characters. I enjoy every second that I spend with these characters because they are so well rendered. This is another one, Jess, laugh out loud moments for sure. Lots of love, gets a little bit steamy here and there. But the second book in particular and how it sort of centers this woman in Victorian times. She's 16 years old. She wants to be a doctor. The entire world will not let her be a doctor. Like, it is that. And it's how she puts up against that. And I love how the writer squares that. How she sets this woman up to navigate that. Because I found it very, very... I like the way that they resolve things. It feels right for the time, but right for our time as well, which is a very difficult needle to thread.
Yeah.
I was very surprised at how that landed. So, recommend.
Like contemporarily relatable, but period appropriate. Like,
yes. Like, we are still cheering for where the characters land and how they, and like that they landed, while not being, like, while recognizing the realities of that time period.
Nice.
Very, very good.
Well, this is excellent and a perfect reminder to our listeners that if you are interested in any of these books or the longer set of books that we've ever recommended on this show, take a look at the Critical Nonsense Book Club at bookshop.org.
Yes. Yes.
I will try to go quick of what I've been up to.
Please. Please.
What you been doing, Joy?
What you been doing?
I was also in a big book year last year. But in particular, I had already been going through quite a few books, but I had gotten to this point where I was like, I don't know what I want to read next. I was like reading synopses and I wasn't getting excited. And I was in the middle of a series that like started fun, and then I was just like, kind of like, the second book just was not capturing me. And then I started Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I was like, this is so fun. And I like crushed all of those books in a month or something like that. And that was also my entree into what is called LitRPG, which I had no awareness of, and as like a maybe smaller subgenre that Dungeon Crawler Carl fits into. And so I was like, well, what's another one? And so then I read 11 books in a different series by an author called Shirtaloon. What I find interesting about both of those was they were like self-published and originally, and then blew up. People were like, we like this, give us more. And that one, it was called He Who Fights with Monsters. And it like, I don't even know whether I would recommend it. I just really enjoyed it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
It maybe to a certain type of person, and clearly there are other people who like it. It's been really successful, but it does feel like that lit RPG world is kind of niche. And then after I finished those 11 books, well, I was like, well, what's a different one? And so then I did 8 books or 10 books in another series. And then I've been reading some other ones, and it's just been fun, like going into these worlds, because the lit RPG dynamic, like, is an interesting world building feature where it's just like, we're setting a bunch of rules, which are clearly not the rules of the world that you're living in, but we're really explicit at the beginning of how they work, which is like, I wouldn't have said that I knew that I would like that type of thing, but then I'm like, this is fun. Now I'm in like a construct. I know the rules of this world because they had to be laid out explicitly. And then you're just tracking along as like someone's building powers or tackling new challenges or whatever.
Do you think, because I feel like we are in a time where we are all like really into series.
Yes.
Like crossing formats. Like what we've learned is that like a movie or, like there are certain confines to sort of standardized structures of consumption that it's like, what if I want to spend like more time on this thing?
Yeah.
And I want to
be
able to take, I want to just like stew in it. Is that a thing?
Yeah. I mean, I think like it is interesting because what feels like maybe the crossover here is that historically there was sort of a pulp world where you could do that, or like in Dungeons and Dragons canon, like I read like some R.A. Salvatore books when I was younger that was just like in that fantasy world, and some of the canon that built the world that Dungeons and Dragons is, sort of like the Sword Coast and like all of that stuff. And it kept going, but it was like rapidly pumped out and didn't feel like it was written as thoughtfully. What's interesting is like these worlds feel like someone's putting a lot of time and effort into them. Even if you're not saying like this is the most exceptional literary thing in the world, they're going at it from the place of trying to make it fun, I think, which feels different than trying to maybe... Becky was watching a video in her in bed the other day of like a book talk type of person, and there was like a sound that all the book talk people were clipping where a woman was like, I hate these books, and if you're into like literary romance, whatever, like screw you. And this guy was like, I have like master's degrees in like advanced engineering. I sucked at reading. I hated reading. Like, why did I have to read The Catcher in the Rye? That guy was an asshole. But like, but I don't read now because I'm trying to learn. I have my degrees. I'm working. I'm good at my job. I'm reading because I want to have fun, and ACOTAR is fun, and like all these other books are fun. And like, I think that dynamic of not trying to be like the smartest person when you're writing these books, and just being like, this is gonna be like in the ways you want it to be. Like the queer mystery novel series that you were talking about, Aaron, is like, that person may have like goals that they want to achieve when they're writing it, but they're clearly just being like, I want to write a love story that you feel like a certain way about, and like I'm doing that, you know?
Well, and another reason too why these series things, I'm thinking about the commercialization of all this stuff, right? I've had a few screenwriter friends talk about the downside of this, which is that in like the 90s and even earlier than that, when you sold a series, for example, to TV, you didn't have to have the full thing baked. Like, it was about your pilot. It was about making sure that your pilot was tight, that people could see the promise, like the network could see the promise, but you didn't have to render the whole world. And now when they're pitching series, they have to pitch the entire thing. They have to have the whole world built out. And then when you think about other forms of entertainment media, like video games, they are so big, so long, and they take so much effort to produce. Those clearly have to have so much put into them. And those too, serialized with that level of like time investment in them. And then you also look at the ways that people have changed their behavior, of course. I will blame Netflix, binge watching, right? Like, no longer is 35-minute snippets the ways that most people are engaging with content over the past 10 years, 15 years. Doesn't mean they don't like it. And it doesn't mean they don't, like, there aren't plenty of people who want to go in the other direction as well. But again, it's like even the experience of watching is one that's way beyond the confines of a 2-hour film, which is also why so many movies are like 2.5 hours long, and that sucks. I want me a tight 90. I don't need a 2-hour and 45-minute epic. I want to get in and get out. Tell me my story.
I want a tight 110. I like a little longer, but like not. I don't want 245. I'm like an hour and 56 minutes. Like, okay, I'm there. You know.
Yes.
But I agree with you. But it's also, you know, like a lot of those things are. Think about the stories that we've spent so much time in from movies, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones, some of these like really epic worlds. The things that ultimately made people upset was not that there was more of it and you were continuing to world build. It was how you're choosing to close it. And endings are hard, but people clearly want to immerse. And so in these series, like there are many 3-book trilogies that I've read over the years that are in that like sci-fi or fantasy world, and it had a conclusion, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. But I think a lot of these more contemporary ones, you just said that one book series has 9 books. I mentioned a bunch that have like between 6 and 11 books or whatever it is. And it's like, people are happy to stay in this world that you've built without like the patness of like some clean ending, which is kind of interesting.
2 words for you. 3 words. Stephen motherfucking King. Right? He's built these incredible universes of books, all like the Castle Rock series. Like that's one part of the world he's built. And like some of the folks online, if you look at some of the ways that people map his like literary universe, it's just like, I had no clue. I just learned about this last year, and I'm like, oh, I had zero realization that he almost like he saw it. And he used his work to tackle that exact thing, that people just want to be in the world for as long as possible. Endings suck. And so just make the world bigger.
But that is like, the thing is like, oh, but the business requires that even though the arc really only wanted to be 3 long, now it's going to be 6 because we can't turn off the money faucet. It's like, have you ever thought though that you could just stop this and start a different thing? That is an option. It is a different skill.
Yes.
Like, honestly, we'll have to have a whole other conversation about like what went wrong with the Harry Potter universe. But like, it's like, oh, come on. They're like, there could have been, just think about all the things there could have been. It's just a different, you just have to be good at different things to be able to expand. To build a universe is different than building a story.
Yeah. I don't think we need a wrap-up corner. This is what we've been up to. This is not. Don't close my world in.
Yeah.
Don't close my interest in.
Amen.
I contain multitudes. You contain multitudes. You should start knitting and or not find another craft. You should read a book or don't. You should play a video game. You know what? You should be unafraid to DNF anything. Did not finish. Oh, I thought I wanted to make a sweater. Nope, I didn't. Oh, I wanted to read this book. Nope, I didn't. I want to finish this game. Nope, I didn't. Did not finish. Pursue what tickles your fancy.
I was with it, and I also I giggled because my fancy got tickled. It well said. I'm sorry, there was going to be a more editing thing.
Well, I don't know why I made the wrap-up corner a rant, but I did. I ranted.
It was a rant-up corner.
The rant-up corner.
Yeah, but it was also like, what's the word for when you like, decree a thing with gusto and joy? This is why I am on a podcast. Because I know words and I speak all of them. They come to mind. Okay, we're just going to call it and we'll put it in the show notes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Critical Nonsense is a Sylvain production.
Brought to you by... That's right, because there is no end.
We'd like to thank our executive producer and penultimate, Jess Vander.
I want to thank Jess for her laugh as well. I'm sorry, I need a minute. That was very funny.
And her scowl.
Shade. Freshman? Penultimate? How dare you?
Oh my goodness. Okay. We also would like to thank sound engineer, and this is our annual mention of an Ouroboros with no beginning or no end, Alex Contel.
We'd like to thank our programming coordinator and rising action, Les Jacobs.
Oh, and I would have to say that they set me on my hero's journey. The production help that came from Sarah Gilbert, Nora Mestridge, Christy Jensen, Amanda Medina, and Amy Waters. Amazing.
And as always, thanks, Ellen.
Thank you.
Special thanks to all the stuff we said.
Yeah, I think the whole episode was
Yeah.
that it. Yep.
That was nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
You did a nice. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
See you guys next time.
Love you, mean it. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.